Some call him the greatest striker in Ghana's football history. Others remember him for a single heartbreaking miss that still lingers in the nation's memory. But beyond the cheers and criticisms lies the story of a boy from Accra Academy who dared to dream. From kicking makeshift balls on dusty streets to becoming Africa's highest scorer at the FIFA World Cup, Asamoah Gyan's journey is no ordinary tale. It is a story of raw talent sharpened into global brilliance, of resilience in the face of crashing doubt, and of a legacy that continues to divide yet inspired. Nicknamed Baby Jet for his unmatched speed and striking instinct, Gyan carried not just the Black Stars, but the hopes of an entire continent on his shoulders. Through triumphs that lifted millions and setbacks that brought tears to a nation, he stood tall, writing his name into the history books of African football. This is not just about goals. This is not just about football. This is the life, the rise, and the unforgettable legacy of Asamoah Gyan. 22nd November 1985, Accra, Ghana. In the heart of a bustling city, a boy was born into the household of Bafo Gyan Mensah and Madame Cecilia Amoako. He was the last born, energetic, curious, and destined for the spotlight. His elder brother Bafo Gyan had already paved the path in football, and for young Asamoah, the ball quickly became more than a toy. It became his voice, his dream, his future. At the prestigious Accra Academy, Asamoah Gyan's spark was undeniable. Whilst others buried themselves in textbooks, he lived for the sound of the whistle and the rush of the crowd, even if it was just a handful of classmates cheering on the sideline. Teachers noted his confidence. Classmates recall his endless energy, always chasing goals, always daring, always certain that football was his calling. By 2003, at just 17 years, Gyan's fire found a stage. Signing with Liberty Professionals, one of Accra's most ambitious clubs, he stormed the Ghana Premier League. 10 goals in 16 matches, a record that made the country take notice. And far beyond Ghana's borders, scouts began to whisper his name. Europe was watching. The rise of Baby Jets had begun. 2003, just 17 years old, and Asamoah Gyan was handed his biggest test yet, a debut for the Black Stars of Ghana. The opponent, Somalia. The moment, unforgettable. It took him just 1 minute, one touch, one strike, one goal. The teenager who had been dazzling Accra's streets and Liberty's faithful now announced himself to the entire continent. A generational striker had arrived. That goal made him the youngest player ever to score for Ghana at that time. It wasn't just a goal. It was a statement. A boy had stepped into the national spotlight, and he wasn't planning to leave anytime soon. But with talent came pressure. Playing alongside seasoned stars, young Gyan had to prove he wasn't just a one-match wonder. Every camp, every game, every touch of the ball was a test of character, and test after test he delivered. 2006, Germany. For the very first time, Ghana stepped onto football's biggest stage. the FIFA World Cup. At just 20 years old, Asamoah Gyan carried the dreams of a generation on his boot. The debut was against Italy, a powerhouse and eventual champions. Ghana fought bravely, but a gap in experience showed. A 2-0 defeat. The Black Stars had been humbled, but the fire inside them burned stronger. 5 days later came redemption against the mighty Czech Republic, ranked second in the world. Gyan delivered magic. Just 68 seconds in, history. Ghana's first ever World Cup goal, the fastest of the entire tournament. In that instant, a nation roared, and the world took notice. The Black Stars surprised the world, and the streets of Accra exploded in celebration. The underdogs had announced themselves. With momentum on their side, Ghana faced the United States in the final group game. And once again, the Black Stars rose to the occasion. A 2-1 win. Ghana were through to the round of 16, the only African team to reach the knockout stage that year. Their reward? A clash with Brazil. The 5-time champions, Ghana played with heart, but Brazil's brilliance was too much. A 3-0 defeat ended the dream. For Asamoah Gyan, it was a baptism of fire, testing him against the very best, earning both scars and respect. One goal, one historic victory, and a promise of more to come. Germany 2006 was the beginning. The world has seen the fearless face of Africa's new star, Asamoah Gyan, the baby jet. 2010, South Africa, the first FIFA World Cup in African soil. For the Black Stars of Ghana, it was more than football. It was history. And leading the line was Asamoah Gyan, now 24 years old, no longer the rookie of Germany, but a striker matured and ready to carry a continent's dream. Against Serbia, he delivered the winner, calm under pressure, precise from the spot. Then, against Australia, another penalty, another goal. Ghana advanced to the knockout stage, flying the African flag higher than anyone else. In the round of 16 against the United States, with the score tied in extra time, Gyan produced one of the greatest goals in Ghanaian football history. Chest control, power strike, and back of the net. Ghana were through to the quarterfinals, only the third African nation ever to reach that stage. Across Africa, the streets erupted. For many, Ghana wasn't just a team. They were Africans' hope, Africans' pride. Then came July 2nd, 2010, Ghana versus Uruguay. With the last kick of extra time, Dominic Edier's header, a red card, a penalty awarded. Ghana's dream now rested on one man. In the instant time stood still, the ball struck the crossbar. A nation's hope turned into heartbreak. Ghana would go on to lose in penalty shootout. And the dream of the semi-final, Africans first, was gone. For some, he became the symbol of heartbreak. But for many more, he was a hero who carried Africa to the edge of history. He finished the tournament with 3 goals, cementing himself as one of the stars of South Africa FIFA World Cup 2010. In triumph and tears, Asamoah Gyan has written his name into the books of South Africa FIFA World Cup 2010. 2014 Brazil, the land of samba, the home of football magic. For Ghana, this was their third consecutive World Cup, and at the heart of the team stood Asamoah Gyan, now the leader, the captain, the face of the Black Stars. Against the defending champions Germany, he produced brilliance once again. A perfect timed run, a fierce finish. It was his 5th World Cup goal, equalizing Roger Miller's African record. Then against Portugal, another goal, 6 in total, making Asamoah Gyan the all-time top scorer for Africa at the FIFA World Cup. From Accra's dusty pitch to the world's greatest arenas, the boy they called Baby Jet has soared higher than any African striker before him. But whilst history was being written on the field, chaos brewed of player disputes, unpaid bonuses, and internal wrangling overshadowed Ghana's campaign. The Black Stars crashed out in the group stage, their most disappointing World Cup since 2006. Beyond the World Cup, Gyan was a constant at the African Cup of Nations. He played in 7 editions from 2008 to 2019. His record, 8 goals in 31 matches. In 2010, he scored crucial goals that carried Ghana to the final, only for them to lose to Egypt. In 2015, he helped Ghana reach another final. But once again, heartbreak followed in a penalty shootout against Ivory Coast. For all his brilliance, AFCON glory always eluded him. In Europe, Gyan impressed at Rennes and Sunderland, but in 2011, at his peak, he made a shocking move, leaving the English Premier League for Al Ain in the UAE. Critics said he had chosen money over legacy, but in the UAE, he scored goals for fun, over 100 in 4 seasons. Later, he played in China, Turkey, India, and finally, back home with Legon Cities. Off the pitch, Gyan was a businessman. He invested in real estate, water companies, boxing promotions, and even planned Baby Jet Airlines. He also dabbled in music, famously collaborating with his late friend Castro on the hit song African Girls. But his journey was without controversies. In 2014, his close friend, musician Castro, disappeared during a jet ski trip with Gyan's entourage at Accra. To this day, the mystery remains unsolved. Some linked Gyan to the tragedy, but no evidence was ever found. In his personal life, Gyan married gifty Sandra Jemasi, with whom he had 3 children, Raphael, Frederick, and Floyd. On 20 June 2023, at age 37, Asamoah Gyan officially retired.
Officially. To tell everybody, it's time. No. Something that you've
it's our dream.
Done since your childhood and then living it at this moment. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy to use this platform. And it's official right now. All the journalists, everybody.
His record stands unmatched. 109 Black Stars caps, 51 goals. Ghana's all-time top scorer. He remains Africa's highest scorer at the World Cup with 6 goals. Loved, criticized, celebrated, and sometimes misunderstood, Asamoah Gyan's name will forever echo in Ghanaian football. He was Baby Jet, the boy who dared to dream, carried the hopes of millions, stumbled in pain, but rose in history. This is more than football. This is the story of resilience, loss, and legacy. This is the story of Asamoah Gyan, Ghana's Baby Jet.